It's a little weird today. How y'all doing? Hello, hello, and hello. Trying to gin up some enthusiasm. He gonna edit this part out right now because I'm trying not to sneeze. How y'all doing today? If you notice, it's just me, your girl Lashana, on the podcast today. But in the words of Reverend Otis Moss III, let me have just 5 minutes of your time. And we're gonna talk about Social Security. Why do I want to talk about Social Security now? Well, contrary to the youthfulness of my face, I'm almost at that point now where I may need to, where I need to start making some decisions. So before I make those decisions, I'm the type of person I need to do my research. And I thought I knew what Social Security was about until I actually started going back into the archives and looking up stuff to really understand what Social Security is. So we all know, or we all should know, if you took a history class or a civics class, that Social Security was started by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was president at the time, back in around 1935, to help subsidize returnees from the war and those people who were at retirement age, to help them subsidize with income because cash was no longer king. And modern day workers would no longer need it. It's kind of like how AI is taking over stuff today. Back then, the Industrial Revolution kind of pushed the employees to the work side. So they needed to help the people out coming back from the war. So FDR came up with this whole plan. It was part of the New Deal that came out in 1935, in which that people can earn retirement. Now, that SSA did not start kicking in, though, until like 1942, because, they had to iron out all the kinks and everything else. But the bottom line is workers would pay into this fund in order to have some monies available to them once they reach retirement age. Kind of sounds simple, huh? You pay into something over the years. Then once you reach retirement age, you'll have a little cushion to help supplement your other retirement savings. Of course, it went through a whole bunch of changes and everything else. It's not what it used to be. Back in, I want to say 1950s, disability was added into it. Like you can get disability payments for those who were physically disabled over 65, who are impaired or blind. And then in the 60s, they added in Medicare. Now, those are, as of right now, though, even though it falls under Social Security, Medicare is not paid out of Social Security. It's paid from a whole separate fund. You still see it on your taxes where it says FICA. Who knows what FICA stands for? I had to look that up. What does it stand for? Let me see if I can find what it stands for. Anybody know off the top of your head, you will win a prize, because I have no idea what it stands for at the top of my head. And I know Malcolm ain't gonna tell me. He's sitting over in the corner acting like he's not here, but that's okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll come back. Look it up. But anyway, back to Social Security. So now you have retirement funding, Medicare, Medicaid, and you also have disability. But then they added something else, and it's the survivor's benefit. So say something happens to me and I'm married, or I have a minor child under 16, whatever Social Security that I would be entitled to, your survivors can get it. And they can reach it up until the age of minority, or until they pass away, or until, if it's a spouse, they're eligible for their own Social Security. So it's not that bad, but you hear a lot of stuff about how bad Social Security is, how it's never going to have money. And if you're going to take your money out now, you take it early versus later. Not necessarily untrue. It's not that it's going to go away. It's that the funds continue to get depleted, because what funds Social Security is us, is employees. For every amount of, let's see, I have it written down. For every, how do you fund Social Security? Social Security is funded for every $1,860 you earn, you get one credit at a maximum of up to 4 credits a year. To be eligible for Social Security, you need to have 40 credits. So that's like 10 years of continuous working or 10 years of working. The problem comes because a lot of the younger generations are not funding. They're not doing 10 years of continuous working, or they're not earning enough to actually earn that credit. So Social Security comes directly out of your payroll. And if you're self-employed, you're supposed to pay into it yourself. For example, you pay 6.2% to Social Security, or your employer pulls it out of your paycheck every pay period for Social Security alone. For the Medicare, 1.45% comes out. If you're self-employed, which meaning you're paying yourself, you owe 12% because there's no employer to offset the other 6.2%. So you have to pay 12.4% the Social Security tax in addition to 2.9%. That's why your tax rate at the end of the year, if you don't pay tax at the end of the year, may be a little bit higher. That makes sense? Makes sense. Now, why is this a topic that's on my mind? Because like I said, there's certain, right now, every other year they change the eligibility date. And they have it broken down into a different, what year you were born. So the year I was born is coming up in the next, soon. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But I can also take it early. I can take it as early as 62. The question is, should I take it? Question I'm asking myself is, should I take it early, or should I wait, or should I take it late? The later you take your Social Security, the more you make. The earlier you take it, the less you make. Those are some hard and tough decisions. There's sometimes a $500 difference. Sometimes there's a $200 difference. Sometimes there's a $1,000 difference, depending upon when you take it. And then once you reach 65, you're going to end up having to automatically take Medicare. The caveat, or one other thing that has me rethinking how soon I'm going to take it, is once you start receiving Social Security, like say at 65, and this is from the 2026 updates, there's a limit on how much you can earn in income if you're still working past your Social Security eligibility date. So if you're under the full retirement age, which is 67 for me, and I'm still working and receiving retirement pay, SSA at the same time, for every $2 over $24,480 I make, they take $1. So if I make more than $24,480 a year, every $2 beyond that, Social Security is going to tax me $1, or they'll take it out of my check, my Social Security check. And that's, now once I reach full retirement age, it's a little bit more. You can make up to $65,000. But then for that one, for every $3 over the limit, they're going to take $1. So you have to make those decisions. Should I take it early? And if I take it early, am I still working? And if I'm still working, can I afford to have that income, that my Social Security tax? Tough questions right there. There's a lot more I need to cover, a lot more I need to think about it. But I do have a question. How many of you actually know your Social Security number? Malcolm, you know your Social Security number? He says yes off the top of my head. But oh, I don't want it. I'm just saying you should know it. A lot of people do not know their Social Security number. I'm not saying you have to have the little bitty card, but you need to at least know your Social Security number. And then if you go to the Social Security website, not only will you get information about what benefits are eligible, when you can take it, and to help answer those questions, you can also find out or receive your eligibility statement. They're trying to do away with the paper copies. So if you don't already have a Social Security account, and you don't have to be close to retirement age to get one, everyone should be tracking how much they're earning when it comes to Social Security. Am I putting in enough hours? Have I received enough credit? Those things you need to know about. What am I entitled to? And if you look at the actual benefit statement, it's like 4 pages. They give you like 4 pages. It tells you everything you need to know about your eligibility, what benefits you're entitled to, gives you a breakdown of how much you can anticipate to receive depending upon how early you take it. So remember I said I could take it as early as 62 and the actual retirement age is 67. And it even goes further. What if I wait until I'm age 70? It tells you how much you can anticipate receiving as of how much based upon how much you've contributed up to date. Tells you survivor benefits, how much you can receive in Medicare, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All that to say, go to ssa.gov and not only get updated information on how the tax law changed, but also how to receive your own Social Security statement. And if you're just so curious like I am about what Social Security is all about, they have extensive history section that tells you, step by step what the process was for creating the Social Security Administration, the changes they went through, all the laws and everything else. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it there. Like I said, I hope I haven't confused you too much. Hope I haven't bored you too much, but I was just so curious about what Social Security was. I felt I had to share it with you. Again, go to ssa.gov, get your security statement, read all about what Social Security is, and learn what benefits you are entitled to, especially if you worked and you paid into it. Till the next time, it's me, Lashana, all alone. And we'll see you again on the Family Fortune. Bye.
Bye.
Now you're going to talk.